Good morning. Welcome to lecturer series organized by Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, organized by Technical Department and Government of Karnataka. I am feel very happy to present a lecturing class using LMS system organized by Technical Department, and I will thankful to Government of Karnataka for initializing this type of good programs. Okay, in this I will going to analyze subject or take up a subject electromagnetic waves for the fifth sem BE Electronics and Communication Engineering students. The subject code is 18EC 55. Okay, this is a first session. In this section, I will going to explain module 1. The module 1 contains the following topics, or the model 1 is named by revision of vector calculus, Coulomb's law, electric field intensity and electric flux density. This is the name of the module. The module 1 is divided into two parts, part 1 and part 2. In part 1, vector analysis. We are deal with vector analysis. In this vector analysis, we will discuss scalars and vectors, vector algebra, the coordinate systems, vector components and unit vectors, the vector field, the product of vectors using dot product and cross product, and we are discussing about different coordinate systems such as rectangular coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system, and finally spherical coordinate system. These are the contents of the part 1 of model 1. Let us see the part 2 in model 1. Part 2 contains Coulomb's law, electric field intensity and electric flux density. Okay, in this part we will discuss experiment law of Coulomb, electric field intensity, definition of electric field intensity and existence of the electric field intensity. Then field due to continuous volume charge distribution, field of a line charge, field due to a sheet of charge, then definition of electric flux density, and finally we discussed a numerical problems related to above discussed topic. Myself, Professor Nandisha SP, Associate Professor, Department of E&C, Government Engineering College, Carpet, Mandya District. For the electromagnetic waves, for this subject, the following reference materials are used or studied. The prescribed textbook for this subject, that is electromagnetic waves is Engineering Electromagnetics by W.H. Haidt and J.A. Buck. 8th edition, Tata McGrath 2014 edition. This is the prescribed textbook for this electromagnetic waves 18 EC 555. Then I referred the sham outline series for electromagnetics by Joseph Edminster, Tata McGrath. Problems and Solutions in Electromagnetics by W.H. Haidt and J.A. Buck. Okay, this textbook, Problems and Solutions in Electromagnetics by W.H. Haidt and J.A. Buck. This book gives the solutions to the problems that is given in the exercise of each chapter end in the prescribed textbook. The following exercise problems will be solved and solutions is provided or solutions are written in this textbook, that is Problems and Solutions in Electromagnetics by W.H. Haidt and J.A. Buck. In addition to this, I referred Electromagnetic Fields for Theory and Problems by TVS Arunmurthy, and I referred one of a textbook written by the Basuraju, and textbook name is Field Theory for VTU. This textbook is written for the VTU student. Coming to the introduction part of the vector analysis. Okay, vector approach is a very essential tool to study electromagnetic phenomena or electromagnetic fields. See here, the vector approach provides better insight into the various aspects of electromagnetic phenomena. Here, the term electromagnetic refers electric field as well as magnetic field. The combination of electric field and magnetic field referred as electromagnetic fields. See here, electric field is the one of the field and magnetic field is the another field. If we say electric field, electric charges such as positive charge and negative charge, and properties of this electric field is, if these charges are same, it is repulse. If charge is in different sign, it is attracts. That is, positive charges repulse each other and positive and negative charges attracts each other. This is the principle of electric field. Similarly, in magnetic field, there is a magnet, there is a magnetic flux revolving from the one pole to another pole. If we say magnet, there is a two pole, south pole as well as the north pole. From south pole to north pole, there is a flux, magnetic flux is flowing. This refers a magnetic field. The combination of electric field and magnetic field refers to electromagnetic field. And this subject is the electromagnetic waves. The waves having the property of both electric and magnetic. Okay, the wave having both the property of electric and magnetic. I told that if you say electric property, charges, positive charges and negative charges. If charges are same, repels. If charges are different, it attracts. Magnetic property, if same poles are repels and different poles are attracts. Similar manner in the electric field. And path will be completed from north pole to south pole and south pole to north pole inside of the magnet. And these magnetic fields lines are revolving from one pole to another pole around the magnet. The vector analysis is therefore an essential tool for the study of electromagnetic waves. Okay, vector analysis is very important tool to study the electromagnetic waves. This vector analysis comprises of vector algebra and vector calculus. Vector algebra refers to addition of the matrix, subtraction of the matrix, multiplication of the matrix, and vector calculus represent the calculation done on the vector quantities, that is vector calculus. We know that any physical quantity may be a scalar quantity or a vector quantity. A scalar quantity is specified by magnitude only, while for a vector quantity requires both magnitude and direction to be specified. Let us have the definition of scalar quantity and vector quantity. We know that the quantity having only magnitude, not the direction, is called as scalar quantity. Example for this scalar quantities are mass, time, charge, density, potential, energy, etc. These are represented using the scalar quantity, and these quantities are represented by alphabets A, B, Q, T, etc. Now coming to the vector quantity. The vector quantity having both magnitude and direction. Example for the vector quantities are electric field, force, velocity, acceleration, weight, etc. The vector quantities are represented by the alphabets with an arrow on the top of the alphabets. See here, S is an alphabet over which we are writing a arrow mark, and this arrow mark is also called as a cap. This is pronounced as S cap. S cap represent a vector quantity. Or you can indicate the vector quantity by the a letter small u over one bar is written, over one line is written. This is also another type of notating or representing the vector quantity. Now coming to the vector algebra, if A, B, C are the vectors and M, N are the scalars, then you can perform some operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication. In addition, vector addition, A plus B is equal to B plus A. Addition of the vector A vector plus B vector is equal to exactly equal to B vector plus A vector. This property is known as commutative law. A plus B is equal to B plus A. This is referred as commutative law. A plus B plus C, okay, with the closed parenthesis for the B and C variables, is equal to A plus B with the closed parenthesis plus C. See here, A is a one outermost variable, B plus is the combined variable, one combined variable. Here A plus B is the combined variable and C is another variable. A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. Okay, this is called as associative law. Coming to the subtraction, A minus B is equal to A plus minus of B. Here minus of B, this B is a vector. Vector is in the opposite direction. Minus sign indicate this is in the opposite direction. For example, from the vector travels from left to right. The vector travels from left to right is taken as a forward direction and it is indicated by plus A. But plus A by default it is a plus A only. Plus A is not written, assuming that this is a plus A. But when a vector travels from left to right, right to left, it is a negative. It is in the opposite direction. Minus B represent it is the opposite direction to A. This is a subtraction operation. Coming to the multiplication operation, here M is a scalar, A is a vector, is equal to AM. MA is equal to AM. That is multiplication of the scalar into vector is equal to vector into scalar. This is commutative law. See here, next scalar, M is a scalar into vector is equal to scalar into product of scalar into vector. MA is equal to NA, N into MA. This is associative law. Now M plus N into A is equal to MA is equal to NA. That is distributive law. This is distributive law. Another form of distributive law here is M into A plus B is equal to MA plus MB. This is a distributive law. These are the some vector algebra calculations. Then product of two vectors. Product of two or more vectors. We are using scalar product and vector product. Scalar product is indicated by the notation dot and vector product is indicated by cross. into sign x vector product cross. Vector product is also called as a cross product. Scalar product is also called as a dot product. See this, if A and B are the vectors, the product of this A plus B, A dot B is equal to B dot A. This is a one vector B, this is a one vector A. A into B is equal to B into A. The A dot B is equal to modulus of A into modulus of B cos theta. Or you can write it as modulus of A cos theta into modulus of B, where theta is varies from 0 to pi, 0 to 180 degree or 0 to pi. Here modulus represent, we are taking only magnitude, not the direction. Okay, this is whether it may be a positive way or negative way, only magnitude is considered, not the direction, not the polarity. Then cross product. See here, C equal to A into B is equal to modulus A into modulus B sin theta into unit vector n. Here in the cross product, direction is specified. Here there is no direction. Here there is no direction. Here direction is specified. Here using a unit vector, direction is specified. See here, C is equal to A cross B is equal to A into B into sin theta into n. Here n is a unit vector. See here, where theta is the angle between A and B, where theta lies between 0 to pi, and n is a unit vector perpendicular to the plane A and B, directed such that ABC form a right-handed system of vectors. See here, A cross B is equal to minus B cross A. A cross B plus C is equal to A cross B plus A cross C. Now this is a vector product or a cross product. Now coming to the coordinate system. Coordinate system is a essential tool to represent a position of the points. See here, a coordinate system is a system that uses one or more numbers or coordinates to uniquely determine the position of the points or other geometric elements. See here, remember that coordinate system is used to determine position of the points, used to define the position of the point. Suppose you are putting a one point. Okay, that point is from the reference point, how much distance it will be, and what is the angle from the that given reference or taken reference, and finally it gives determine the position of the point using the coordinate system. In coordinate system there are generally three types of systems we used, that is rectangular coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system, and spherical coordinate system. Coming to the rectangular coordinate system, the coordinate points or coordinate variables are x, y, z. x, y, z. X, y, z are the coordinate variables of the rectangular coordinate system. Ax, Ay, Az. Okay, A suffix x, A suffix y, A suffix z. Generally, instead of calling A suffix x, this is generally called as Ax. This Ax is a unit vector. This is used to indicate the direction of the a main vector. Okay, here x is the main vector. Okay, in the coordinate variable. Okay, x into Ax. So for example, x into Ax plus y into Ay plus z into z plus z into Az, like that. Okay, this is a unit vector. This is having a value 1. It is basically used to represent the direction of the a vector. A unit vector is used. For the cylindrical coordinate system, coordinate variables are rho, phi, z. Rho, phi, z are the variables, coordinate variables of the cylindrical coordinate system. A rho, A phi, A z are the unit vectors for the cylindrical coordinate system. Finally, a spherical coordinate system. R, theta, phi are the coordinate variables of the spherical coordinate system. A r, A theta, A phi are the unit vectors for the spherical coordinate system. Okay, let us take in detail of these three coordinate systems. Okay, the coordinate systems are orthogonal. The coordinate systems are orthogonal. That means the coordinates are mutually perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular to each other. See that? This is x, y, this is x, this is y, and this is z. There is a 90-degree phase difference between the each axis. From this is z axis, this is a y axis. In between these, there is a 90-degree phase difference. That is why it is called as a orthogonal. Between z and y, there is a 90-degree difference. Between x and y, there is a 90-degree difference. That is why all these three axes, x, y, z, x, y, z are the coordinates of the rectangular coordinate system. Ax, Ay, Az are the unit vectors of this rectangular coordinate system. Now, if you see the dot product of the unit vectors, that is Ax into Ay, Ay into Az, Az into Ax is equal to 0. Okay, this is the dot product. Ax dot Ay, Ay dot Az, Az dot Ax equal to 0. Similarly, Ax into Ay is equal to Az. Ax into Ay gives the another direction Az. Ay into Az is equal to Ax. Az into Ax equal to Ay. See that x into y gives the z direction, y into z gives the x direction, x into z into x gives the y direction. Similarly, here suppose if Ax into Ax, the product is 1. Ax into Ax, the product is 1. Finally, you can see that some point, see this is a point P, this is a point P. From the origin, what is the position of point P? This point, position of the point B position of the point P is calculated by using the rectangular coordinate system and coordinate variables, that is x-axis value, y-axis value and z-axis value gives the value of the point P. Coming to the cylindrical coordinate system, I told earlier, depending upon the geometry of the problem, depending upon the geometry is nothing but shape of the element, shape of the object. Depending on the geometry of the problem, it is easier if you use the appropriate coordinate system. Depending upon the geometry, the coordinate system is selected. We are talking about cylindrical coordinate system presently. The problems having cylindrical symmetry, cylindrical coordinate system is to be used. The element given or a problem given related to cylindrical geometry, the cylindrical coordinate system is used. The cylindrical coordinates having the coordinate variables rho, phi, z. Rho, phi, z are the, see here, any point P is represented by using cylindrical coordinate system. The points having the values rho value, phi value and z value. P of rho, phi, z gives the position of the P using the cylindrical coordinate system. This is the relation between rectangular coordinates to cylindrical coordinate system. That rectangular variable x is equal to rho into cos phi. For y variable, rho into sin phi. For z variable, z is equal to value of the z. Similarly, there is a conversion from cylindrical to rectangular coordinate system. The value of the rho in cylindrical coordinate system is equal to square root of x square plus y square. The value of phi is equal to tan inverse of y by x, tan inverse of y by x. Similarly, the value of z gives the value of z in rectangular coordinate system. Okay, this is the values between the rectangular and cylindrical coordinate systems. Okay, you can represent the small elements area are different. Small elemental area are different. Small element, fractional element, differential element. These are the same term used here. Okay, elemental length, differential length, like that. Differential area. Okay, differential area Az into ds is equal to d rho into d phi into Az. This gives the value of the differential area in the z direction. This is in rho direction. This is in phi direction. Similarly, you can represent a differential value. Volume is contain the value in the all the three direction. That is why this is a volume. If you say volume, it is contain certain height, length and width. Both in three direction our value is there. This is a volume. That is dV is equal to differential volume element is equal to d rho into d phi into dz. This is the equation of the differential volume element in cylindrical coordinate system. Here rho, phi, z are the variables of the cylindrical coordinate system. Finally, coming to spherical coordinate system. The applications having the spherical symmetry, spherical coordinate system is used or preferred. The given element or given object looks like a spherical sphere or a spherical, the spherical coordinate system is used. Okay, you can say in general words, the geometry or shape of the geometry having a spherical, the spherical coordinate system is used. The variables of the spherical coordinates are r, theta and phi. R, theta, phi are the coordinate variables of the spherical coordinate system. See here, x is a coordinate variable in rectangular coordinate system. Here also in spherical system, see here point P of r, theta, phi you can write here. See here, x is equal to, the value of x is equal to r sin theta cos phi, y is equal to r sin theta sin phi, and z is equal to r cos theta. Okay, this is the value in the cylindrical coordinate. In the cylindrical coordinate, the position of the point P is P of r comma theta comma phi. You can find out the value of the point P using the spherical coordinate system. Okay, and in this class see that a differential value element in represented in spherical coordinate system is dv is equal to r square sin theta dr d theta d phi, because this is a value is exist values in all the direction, in the dr direction, theta direction as well as phi direction. That is, this is a very good example to represent a differential value element in the spherical coordinates. That's why I am giving the stress only of this line. This is a similarity. You can understand very easily what is meant by value element representation in the spherical coordinate system. Similarly, surface element ds in r direction, r square sin theta d theta d phi. Surface area in the theta direction, r square sin theta dr d phi. In phi direction, r into dr d phi. This is the equation. Using this equation, you can calculate the length, surface and volume of the elements in the spherical coordinate system. Now you can conclude the spherical coordinate systems. We discussed rectangular, cylindrical and spherical coordinate system in this class. X, y, z are the coordinate variables of the rectangular coordinate system. Rho, theta, z or rho, phi, z are the coordinate variables of the cylindrical coordinate system. R, theta, phi are the coordinate variables of the spherical coordinate system. Coming to the unit vectors is used to indicate the direction of the main vector. See, ax, ay, az are the unit vectors used in the rectangular coordinate system. A rho, a phi, az are the unit vectors for the cylindrical coordinate system. Similarly, ar, a theta, a phi are the unit vectors used in the spherical coordinate system. Finally, you come to the scaling factor. Scaling is value. What is the value of unit vector? See this, in rectangular coordinate system, all values is 1, that is 1, 1, 1. In cylindrical system, 1, rho, 1. In spherical system, 1 r into sin theta. These are the scale factor in the spherical coordinate system. Okay, in this session 1 we discussed part 1, vector analysis. In the vector analysis we defined what is meant by scalar and what is meant by vectors, examples of the scalars and vectors, and vector algebra, addition of the vectors, subtraction of the vectors, multiplication of vectors, and finally we used how you are representing the coordinate system and what is the use of coordinate system, how it helps to represent the variables in the vector approach. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.